Hey, Riff Girl, we're ready for you.
Made by Shorn Marshall. Hey everybody, this is Jenny Jam. Thank you for joining Between Frets, a space where female musicians who play string instruments meet and discuss all things music. And today we have our final season podcast, season 1 now, with all the founders. And we're going to talk about our season 1, right? So, yay! So I have Autumn Rose.
That's me. Hello, everybody.
From South Carolina. I have Shorn Marshall from Philly.
Hi.
And I have Nicole Rose from Atlanta.
What's good?
Yay. And then me, Jenny Jam from DC. So we're covering the whole mid-Atlantic, I guess.
Right.
Right. So this is our conclusion Fret Tea Talk. And we had a great season. And I just want to really quickly send out a congratulations to our founders here, for Autumn Rose, to getting some of our great talent, Shorn and Nicole for doing the interviews, and Nicole for you, helping us, get the guests on there, admin and the questions and everything, and of course me, for editing. Yay!
Yes. Yay. Jenny.
I'm just going to go quickly down the list on who we had in this fabulous season 1 of Between Frets. We had Jackie Venson, we had Tiki Vibes, we had Ice, we had Ghetto Somberg, we had Tiffany Lloyd, we had Gabby Logan, Cheryl Cooley, and we had 3 founders that were interviewed. Shorn was our first one, me, Jenny Jam. We had Autumn Rose, and then we had our Fret Tea Talk, Moms in Music. We talked about branding, females in the music industry, shenanigans in the music industry, and then we had a special one talking about Beyonce's homecoming. So what a season, guys. Congratulations.
Yes.
A lot of work in, yes.
Yeah. So
a lot of phenomenal guests.
Definitely. We can talk so much about each guest, but I mean, any standouts or any of your favorite guests or anything that somebody talked about that just really connected with you?
For me, it was Tasia Veal.
Mm-hmm.
She's a singer, songwriter, bassist, professional bassist. She tours with Janelle Monáe. She's currently on tour with her now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just a delightful person, an accomplished, self-taught musician, and just a pleasant person all around.
Yeah.
Really an amazing bassist. And she also plays keys, but she's a great singer and a songwriter. I really like her.
I really liked her podcast, because some of these artists that we interviewed, I really didn't know them as well, or I knew about them, but I really didn't. But to hear them and talk about just their journey and everything, Tasia just seemed so wholesome and down to earth. Somebody like Ice was a artist that I wasn't too familiar with, but after hearing her interview, I immediately went online, checked her out. She mentioned like some metal bands, which I just thought was really cool, and and started listening to her music, and I mean, it was delightful.
Mm-hmm.
For me, there were 3 that stood out. The first one, our very first podcast with Jackie Benson, because I knew her, and I loved her music. And she made me feel so at ease, especially for that being my first podcast. And just she was very informative, and she was just a great guest for me. And Ice, I had met her at NAMM for the first time last winter NAMM, and she introduced me to metal. I knew nothing about metal. I just happened to see this black lady, I should say, on Instagram and YouTube killing, and I just had to meet her. She just opened my eyes to a whole new genre of music.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, Tiffany Lloyd. how such
Oh,
a
yeah.
humble person she was, what a light she had on her, and just informative. And she also got into different aspects of health for musicians, which was really helpful to me as well.
Definitely. I want to talk about real quickly about Cheryl Cooley, because I know Shorn, she, I was like, I couldn't believe we got her, and thank you, Autumn, for
Yes,
hooking that
thanks,
up.
Karen.
But Shorn, man, how was that?
Oh my goodness. Like I was like nervous like before I did the interview, and then I was like connecting, and I was like when she answered the phone, I was like, oh my God. I was trying not to cry during the interview because I'm like, I'm talking to a legend here. I'm like, I've been watching her when I was like a kid from Soul Train, and I'm actually speaking to her. I was like, I was like starstruck. I was like, I'm trying to make it out crying. We was like laughing constantly in the interview. She was a wonderful woman, like well accomplished. I enjoyed talking with her. She told me some of their experience back then as a female musician, that it was very, very different, like Stone Age different than social media out here today. And she also told me about her experience when they performed at Soul Train. Wow. And I like grew up watching Soul Train for a long, long time, since I was born, and like talking to an artist that experienced that. And I was like, man.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, she pretty much was out there opening doors for, for us, basically, because she was out there at a time where it was pretty male dominant. Again, like you said, Shorn, there's no social media or anything like that, where she did her grind. A lot of female musicians look up to that. I mean, she's like legendary status.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, we have a legend for first season. How dope is that?
I know.
I mean, over at least 3 to 4 decades?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she came out in the late 70s.
And to be such a humble person still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much to learn from that.
Right. And she's still performing. She's still on tour.
She's still killing it. Yep.
Yeah.
And one person that really stood out to me was Tiki Vibes. The one thing that I loved about her was that she was brutally honest about her journey and her walk in the music industry, and it was no holds barred with her. Like, I didn't even edit any of her stuff out. Like, I just left it in there. It wasn't getting censored or anything, because she basically was on the real about everything, about being a female musician, about the industry, the way that we're looked at. Real spunky.
Perfect word.
Yeah, right? She was definitely. And how was that, interviewing her, Shorn?
That was the most unfiltered interview I ever did. I was like, I met her before all this and been talking and texting and stuff. And like, she is really like she's a sweet girl, even though like the interview was very unfiltered, but at least she tells it like it is. Unlike some folks that like to censor themselves. And that's what I like about that. She doesn't take she just stays like it is.
Take it, love it or hate it. That's who I am. I love it.
That's right.
She definitely has a vibe, definitely, and she's very good guitarist. And I know big things are happening for her. So it's just nice to see a young artist come out and at least preach the word like that. It's not all flowers and butterflies and unicorns.
That's right.
In this industry, and sometimes we do have to keep grinding and fighting and to kind of get respect. So I definitely appreciate that. Jackie Venson also was being our first interview, being our first guest on Between Frets. That was a huge win for us. And again, another thank you to Autumn for acquiring that for us. Man, Autumn, she knows everybody. Man.
Everybody.
It's great.
Well, you know what? I think it for me is just having a rapport with artists. I do. Yes, some people I've either performed with or I know or I follow, and I just ask them, listen, now, this is what I'm doing. we are doing Fretsisters, and are you interested? And no one has turned me down yet.
Yeah, it's so
they're like,
awesome.
sure, they'll do it. And we're going to have more coming. But it's just delightful to hear all their stories, their journey, their interest, where they're going, where they've been. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And I thank goodness that we're doing this. We're the first to do this.
Yes, we are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Another guest I wanted to really touch on really quick was Ghetto Songbird. I followed her on social media. I didn't know much about her, but I really loved her posts. Well, I know, Shorin, you've met her, so it was really great to be able to get someone like her on there. She's an artist that she's more rock. She reminds me of like a Bootsy Collins, kind of like Parliament type, real funky, or Jimi
Real
Hendrix, even a little taste of Jimi Hendrix. She's just, her image and the way that she portrays, like just her music and her vibe too, is just real funky and raw, I thought.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, her live performances are, I wouldn't say like breathtaking, but it not turn heads in a bad way. It turns heads in a good way, because it makes everybody feel her from her stories and her songs and her dancing, the lyrics of her songs, and it actually like make people understand. Some of the songs you don't understand, what's behind the songs, but actually when you actually just sit and just listen, just close your eyes and just listening and vibing with her, you actually really understand her. And that's like one of my most favorites interviews that I did so far in the season was Ghetto Songbird, because her story is kind of similar to mine, because we were both from a bad neighborhoods that really don't have that much opportunity, and we got out of it by doing what we love.
Oh yeah, is she from Philly?
Yeah, I think she's from Philadelphia.
She just now moved. She moved to Delaware now. Yeah, but she was in Philly, and I was from Chester, which is kind of close to it. And Chester was now worse with the violence and everything. And we both got out of that area and just do what we love.
Nice. That's nice.
That's nice.
Getting to another artist, which is Gabby Logan, who
ATL stand up.
I was happy that, Shorin, that you actually hooked us up with her, because she's doing big things with her band Tulips, plus herself being endorsed by a lot of major guitar music products and everything. I really liked hearing about her journey too, and her story. And she's another one who's very active in social media and, is really, really grinding and hustling. You learn a lot when you see some of these artists out here, the way that they do it. It's not easy, but they're doing it and getting their voice heard. And yeah.
Sure. Yeah. She's out of Atlanta. She's also a lawyer.
Yes. That's right.
And, and she has her own women's band out of Atlanta. Basically, they're rock, grunge, and metal. And it's 4 women, and they are just killing it in Atlanta. I can't wait to go to her.
They're touring. They're, and it's like, who the Tulips are, especially in Atlanta. You know who Gabby Logan is. And it's not just music. It's just she's also great at marketing and branding herself. That's another that's another show that we did for the Fret Tea Talk. And she's one of the ones we can put in there, awesome at branding and marketing and getting your name out there and having your name bring back the residuals and everything that you want to have in your life. I mean, she's dope with that. She's awesome.
Yeah, I would love to have
She's great at that. She's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to have like another podcast kind of bringing her in just to talk about that. That would be really good.
I would like to interview some of our artists if we can at their concert and after or before their concert.
That would be
get live video footage and actually speak to them, in person. That would be up from our interviews on our podcast.
Season 2, let's do it.
Season 2. Another guest that I would love to do a separate podcast also is Tiffany Lloyd. Yes. I know, Nicole, you brought up the health thing. I know Tiffany personally. Of course, she's on my single. I have to shout that out. But Tiffany, she's just amazing in person. You hear her podcast, her interview. You can already tell what type of spirit she is. She's just a wonderful person. And listening to the health stuff that she talked about, we need to have a separate podcast to bring her in as a guest to talk about some of this health stuff, because I thought that was very informative, especially for musicians to take care of themselves and stuff. I just think it'd be really cool to get like some of these special podcasts and invite some guests too. Even if we do shows, like if we go to shows, like you said, Autumn, going to shows and doing one-on-one interviews and even bringing up some of these topics or something. I just think definitely. Some of the Fret Tea talks that we talked about, any favorites there? I thought it was really cool talking about the females in the music industry. I thought that was really, really dope that we talked about the reel on that, the branding, moms in music.
The music industry podcast was the best to me. I think a lot of our listeners love that one as well.
Yeah.
To get an insight at how it works, and even new and old, we learned something new. But that was really eye-opening for me, and I was in it. So that was a good one.
Yeah. Because it's constantly evolving as we speak with the streaming. I mean, there's no more CDs so much, and albums, vinyl is back, but for you to be heard, your music has to be streamed on social media and social outlets. And that is big now, whereas 5 years ago, it wasn't as big.
Yeah.
And now that's pretty much where you have to go.
Yeah, the that and I thought the branding one was very informative.
It was informative, yeah.
Yeah, very informative. And we should bring more topics like that. I think I also thought the shenanigans
that
was
was
really
funny.
good.
That
one I thought was really funny.
Yeah, shenanigans.
With Sean.
Yeah.
But it's all good. We love each other.
I'm sorry, but I did have to put that unfiltered moment.
Yeah.
That has to be brought out.
We love
a lot of people be all tense and stuff. That I had to bring it out.
We all loved unfiltered. We did a impromptu, basically texting saying, we got to do the Beyonce homecoming. Your homework is to watch it and let's talk about it, because that was a big thing that came about during our season. We'll probably be doing that again. I love those type of ones where it's just kind of like not planned. Text the night before, the day of, and saying, who can get on the phone?
Everyone grab their phone.
Right.
Whoever makes it, we're in there.
Yep. The moms in music, me and Sean were
informative too.
Yeah, the moms. I think that stuff like that a musician can relate to. I kind of thought that was kind of cool. But
I kind of like that too.
Yeah.
I like.
I mean, we got to be real with that, you know.
How to balance it. A lot of people that artists that might be parents and stuff, and they don't even know how to deal with it. They don't know how to balance from being a parent and an artist, and that's like a great way that we did this. Did the Fret Tea talk about that, because a lot of people don't know what to start to, how to balance and how to deal with that being a parent.
See, what I've noticed that you see more men, they can go on tour, they can perform, and you say, well, where are their children? Well, their children at home with the mother, for the most part. When you're a woman, female musician, you either have to take your children with you, or you may have to not do a certain tour because you have no one to watch your children if you're a single parent.
Yeah, and that's it.
And so there is there's the two couple household, and then there's the single mother. Men, they'll say, well, listen, I'm going on tour. I'm the one that's working. Women cannot do that.
We talk a lot of, and that's what the Moms in Music podcast talks about, is the single mom, and even the two couple home. So definitely check that podcast out if you're a mom in music. For season 1, for wrapping up season 1, Nicole, me, and Autumn will be at Summer NAMM.
Yes.
So, yay!
Yes, that's gonna be awesome.
So
we wish Jordan can make it.
I know.
I know it sucks, but mommy duty.
You know what though? We're going to do some FaceTime or like something, or live and tag you or something, so you can so you can be a part of it. Or so maybe we'll do a live and we'll hook you up. You know how you can hook you up? Yay! So yeah, we'll be at Summer NAMM, and Summer NAMM, we're going to try to get as much as we can. Try to get some interviews out there, get a lot of video. So be sure to definitely check Fretsisters out, because we're going to have some new stuff for season 2. Whatever we're hustling at Summer NAMM, whoever we can grab. Hey, get over
That's
here!
right.
We're interviewing you. That's definitely going to happen. If Autumn starts playing guitar, we're shooting that video. So, and we're going to be showcasing some of our merchandise.
We have merch.
Yay, Soren, can you talk about that?
Yes, we have Fretsisters merch.
We have many varieties of merch. We even got merch for our podcast, Between Frets. We even have many T-shirts, hats. We even have socks. Oh Lord, that's
I have to get the socks.
Yeah. And it'll be out soon, right? So that you can buy, because the holidays will come up after summer.
Yes. Once we get our stuff, we are going to post it on our social media. So make sure you follow us on social media, and we can give you the information on how you want to order. If you want a T-shirt that what we spotting on our pictures or anything like that, let us know. Let us decide. And get you all the rest of the details during the DMs or whatever.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
So our season 2, we hope to get some new artists. Autumn, do you want to just mention really quickly who you're trying to scout, or should we do that?
That
Well,
is a surprise.
We should be a surprise.
As a producer, as one of the producers, I am going to try to communicate with the great guitarist Jennifer Batten out of California. That was the first lady guitarist with Michael Jackson. I'm also going to contact Kat Dyson.
Yay.
Kat Dyson, who's now on the West Coast, and she played with Prince and Cyndi Lauper and many others. Great guitarist. And the third person I'm interested in interviewing to get us for an interview is recently the Grammy award-winning artist Her, who's a great singer, songwriter, bassist, and phenomenal guitar player.
Wow. That's
I'm gonna try to get these ladies to tell us about their lives and their journey.
yes.
And they're coming from 3 different types of music, also all 3 of them, and different ages as well. So I want to definitely get these ladies on because they are amazing. All 3 of them are amazing.
Yeah, which is, to even get those 3, it'd just be the dopest. I mean, I'm like her. Her. Okay.
Wow.
I definitely.
Well, she's the latest, newest artist, and her genre is kind of neo soul, R&B, pop, and Jennifer Batten, it's definitely rock. And a virtuoso. She's also an instructor. And Kat Dyson has played everything.
Definitely.
She's with the Black Rock Coalition. She's toured.
She's another
jazz,
legend.
rock. She's another legend that's been out for a few decades as well. But hers, she's just the latest pop artist that I say pop or popular artist. So I'm trying to we're trying to interview ladies from different backgrounds, not the same. And so that's what and I have some others under my canopy. I'm trying to scout out and get some more up.
We also feature artists that they don't have to be famous. We like to grab those ones that are just
Up and comers.
Yeah, up and coming.
Now there's
ones to watch. We're even thinking about bringing in non-string players, meaning drums, vocals, keys. And we've been talking about maybe bringing in some male artists
Spotlight
too.
of male, maybe once a month,
Yeah, so it's getting interesting.
We're definitely expanding. We're growing.
Yeah.
There's about 5 more ladies that they're big stars, but I'm sure we can get them eventually.
Yeah.
I hope, and if she's well, I would love for us to interview Charo. Great flamenco guitarist.
Jenny would faint if you get Charles.
I know, gosh.
Okay. I'm thinking of people that inspired me as a kid too. Is Charo, Sheryl Crow, Tracy Chapman, and Bonnie Raitt, and Joan
Bonnie
Armitage.
Raitt, I would faint.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everybody would faint.
Right. And then you have Joan Armatrading and Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these ladies are in folk music and old,
Yeah.
I would say almost old Negro spiritual gospel players too. So I'm trying to get, a wide variety
Yeah.
of famous and non-famous, but the famous ladies, definitely. Yeah, Charles on my list. I'm like, how can we
Wow.
get in touch with her?
You see, we
Gosh.
got big things coming for next
Yep.
seasons, y'all. So stay with us. Stick
Yeah,
with
we
us.
do.
Yes.
During our break, I know Sean was talking about getting our podcasts, our audio podcasts on YouTube. Right, Sean?
Yeah, so I assume while they're gonna be out seeing the Summer Nam and networking and jamming and doing the fun, I'm gonna be home doing the work of doing our special YouTube channel. So not only are we going to have our podcast episodes, we are also going to be doing, short videos. I think they're going to be doing some videos while they're down there and going to vlog their experience. The Summer Nam is going to be on YouTube as well. Also, my guitar tutorials. I know Jay, you have some in mind. Arden, you have something in mind. I have some in mind on tutorials as well. Behind the scenes from our shows, studio rehearsals, even quick parts, little special quick tips, or little random vlogs about, what's in our guitar bags and what's in our
Yeah, what's in your, not what's in your wallet, but what's in your guitar bag.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
what's on your pedal board. Something like that.
Another thing too is hopefully we'll try to get podcasts where we can actually do like a video chat, a group video chat type thing. Yeah, it's like online streaming. So we're looking at certain applications that can do that. And these will be live, so they'll be uncensored, so I won't be able to edit them.
You won't be able to edit, right?
Right. But definitely, we learned a lot in our first season. Nicole and Sean taking over the interviewing, learning more about our guests, talking about topics that really mean so much to us, getting the listeners, having a following. I mean, it's getting there, but hey, any type of result for us is a win for us. I mean,
getting used to this app. That's what I would say. Getting used to the app.
Yeah, getting used to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Having our first guest, Jackie Benson. I mean,
That was major.
Yeah, that was super major, and we'll be rerunning some of our first season throughout our break. But we're expected back in mid-August. We appreciate all the listeners, everybody who supported us, all the guests that actually supported us and shouted us out on their social media. Gosh, man, it's just crazy how we actually did all this. I can't believe it.
And look, guys,
I know it's great.
Yeah, we've only been doing this since February, y'all. And look at all we've accomplished. We have podcasts, merch, and we have some awesome guests. I mean, I just thank all of y'all for being so dope. This was an amazing experience, our first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I just want to thank all the listeners out here that are listening right now. But I also want to thank you guys. I mean, gosh, I'm just so happy to know you guys and just meet women that are just so strong and have this same drive that I have. I just never thought that I could meet people like this. I can't wait till NAMM.
I can't wait till NAMM either.
I'm trying not to cry.
Girl.
No, we're going to bring you in, like Jenny said. We're going to FaceTime. You're going to be in there. You're going to see much as we will.
And I'll make
You're
sure.
going to be with us. You're going to be with us, Sean.
Yeah, you are.
You're going to be with us. We're going to get you.
We'll put that online. We'll put that online too, because we'll be able to download those videos. But you guys are going to Winter NAMM, so I won't be able to go because I'll be digging.
Right, I'm definitely going to Winter NAMM. And another thing for our listeners to know that in 2020, the ladies of Fretsisters, we're going to have our first Lady Fret Festival Conference.
Wow.
City
Goals.
will let you know which city,
Exactly.
but we're working on that so that all ladies, girls and ladies and gentlemen that have daughters and sisters and even moms, come on down to our conference. We're going to have it in one of the great cities in the United States, of course. And one of the cities we haven't, we're not sure yet, but we're going to be doing that, and we're going to have master classes. We're going to definitely try to get some of the ladies that we've interviewed to give master classes.
That would be so awesome.
For sure.
So that's what that's definitely what we're working on, and as I'm working on still behind the scenes. I'm trying to scout out some places and get together the people to. I've already asked Cheryl Cooley and Tasia Veal and Jackie Vincent that once we get that going, that if they could come and perform.
Oh wow!
And, give a master class. But that would be great, to have the ladies that have been on the podcast that are on, if they're not on tour. So I'm going to find out who's not on tour. But I'm projecting spring of 2020.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that. I mean, we're going to do it. When we talk about it, it happens. So
it usually does.
Oh yes. I've already put it out in the universe to the musicians that I know.
Yeah.
And it could be the Northeast, but I'm talking to people from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, that region. Of course, New Jersey, I just mentioned that, as well as Atlanta, South Carolina, the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. And I have to talk to the people on the West Coast too, and Midwest. So
definitely,
we're gonna have a great time. So that's what's on our calendar for 2020.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I mean, we had a great season. I think we spoke about everything. Did I miss anything?
Yeah.
No, I think that's everything.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll just go around really quickly to shout out our social media and really quickly what we're working on. Sean, why don't we start with you?
You can follow me on IG or Sean Music Official. My Facebook and Twitter be Sean Music. Follow me on YouTube. Just search my name because my screen name sucks. And my single "F You Chose" is out all social media. I am planning a new single. I'm planning on releasing that next month. The title, now officially, I'm going to announce the single. The single for my new album, Reinvention, which will be out September 26th. The single, You, will be released.
Yes, that's great. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm planning on doing a private listening party, and I will stream that privately. So if you want information about that, just hit me up on my social media, and I will give you the relevant details.
Great. Awesome. Nicole, what about you?
You can reach me at Nicole Rose Music on Instagram, and starting around now, I'll get a YouTube page and start posting on there my own music and my own just playing around on YouTube coming up. So that'd be later this summer.
Awesome. And
that's great.
And Autumn, I know you have some good things coming up. Where can we reach you?
Well, I have some good things. Sure. Thank you. I am putting out my first EP. It's the title of the EP will be Drive. Autumn Rose. I'm on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I plan to have my music streamed on all social networks. I will let everyone know as soon as it comes out.
Yay!
Awesome.
And I'm Jenny Jam with a G, GENNYJAM. And you can reach me on Instagram, Jenny Jam, and YouTube. I have YouTube with some of my music, Jenny Jam. And Twitter is Jenny Jam with 2 M's. And then I just put up a Facebook page with nothing on it so far. So that's Jenny Jam. And I have a single out called Echo featuring Tiffany Lloyd. And it's streaming everywhere. You can buy it everywhere, basically any digital platform. And a video will be coming out soon. Yay!
Great.
That's set out probably like mid-July. And then for Fretsisters, we'll be coming out with some wonderful guests. We're going to have some new Fret Tea Talks. If you want to be interviewed or you want to be featured on Fretsisters, just hit us up on social media. You can reach us on Instagram at Fretsisters or on Facebook at Fretsisters1. Hashtag us Fretsisters or Between Frets. If you have any questions, if you have any ideas for topics, hit us up. Definitely, we'll shout you out.
Yes, for sure.
All right. So this concludes our season 1 final episode.
Congratulations, ladies.
Yay!
Congratulations, Fretsisters.
Thank you for listening.
Hey,
Wait, say that again. Say that again, Sean.
after 12 now, I can drink now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh,
Right?
it's afternoon.
I usually wait
It's
till
afternoon on the East Coast.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. Have a good day, night, whatever time it is over there, and be sure to listen to some of our reruns and get ready for season 2.
That's right. Season 2 coming soon.
All right.
Thanks y'all for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Love our Fret Tea Talk? Make sure you follow us for our latest episode. And all you need is your favorite drink and grab a seat, because our Fret Tea Talks will never miss a beat.